Hi all, it's Chris Thompson here from Property Portal Marketing. I am, of course, with the lovely Simona. Hello, Simona. How are you?
Hi, I'm amazing. I'm in the
That's
sunshine.
I know you're on holiday, which is well, I mean, you were on holiday, and then
I
kind of
was
you've taken this kind of 3 week vacation. But um,
working,
yeah,
working
you're working.
remotely.
You're working the 2 weeks. You kind of had 1 week off, in which case, like, you left me drowning,
Honestly,
basically.
the irony of the situation. So I got a week of work
Yeah.
and I flew to sunshine and I got 3 days of thunderstorms and rain.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, if it's any consolation, you left me virtually drowning. So, yeah. Do I feel sorry for you? No. But do you know what? It's nice. It's nice getting a change of scenery, and I'm glad that you took some time off just to reset. So that was good. So
Yeah.
if we sound, I'm gonna say this now. If we sound like we're really both tired, we are. I flew back. I went to collect my son from London, and I flew back to Denmark, and it was like a really early flight in the morning. It was like 6:20, so we just decided to stay at the airport, and of course we got no sleep. So I'm still catching up, and then you were up early this morning as well. So yeah,
And
we've kind of
did I mention that
we've
I had
yeah
my procedure without anesthetic,
yeah
basically without sedation? Because they said sedation, and I was
yeah
like, no, because I have to work.
yeah.
Ah, without, yeah, okay.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
an experience.
So, hey, we're still here and we'll still have
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
fun. It's
We're
like,
still
yeah,
smiling, so
it
basically we're
it
good.
it may not be as kind of overhyped as we normally are, but at least we'll have some fun anyway, like we always do, which is good. Um, so yeah. What are we doing today? Oh yeah, we're talking about branding. Now branding can take like 3 hours or 4 hours to discuss, right? Because there's so many various
There are many
elements to the
aspects
word
on branding.
branding. Like when you say branding, it's like, oh geez, it's like, okay, break it down. So we're going to talk about a few things in particular. One of them being the wording that you use on your website to describe yourselves, basically to describe your services. And the other one, we're going to take a look at some of the benefits of ChatGPT. But we're going to
No, I'm firing it every day. It's okay. No, I'm like,
we're,
no.
we're, we're going to talk very briefly about using ChatGPT because and you'll understand why, but it all kind of rolls into one. So I guess from my perspective, there's three words within this industry that that everybody uses, right? And I
No,
see all the time,
everybody,
and
everybody just copy paste them.
it's becoming so overused to the point where when consumers go on the websites, they're like, yeah, whatever, One of those words is number one. We are number one, right?
Oh, yeah.
The next one is we are the best. We're the best. And the next one is specialist. And I have
Expert.
some. I don't have issues around people using those words. What I think is I have issues where people use those words to the point where it's like, yeah, just you're using basically what's essentially you're using it because everybody else is using it.
Essentially that, yeah, exactly. And when
Yeah,
it comes to real estate in particular, they're gonna use basically, okay, trusted experts or your local experts. And of
yeah.
course they're gonna, when it comes to advertising properties, they're gonna go with dream home, ideal home, perfect home. And that comes, how many times can you use your dream home? Are you looking for
Yeah,
your
yeah,
dream home?
yeah.
I'm looking for a home.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
think
don't
I think
like,
with this you've and this might be rather than sort of 200 agents all going and starting to change the way that they've branded themselves over the last 15 years, right? This might be more important for sort of new agents who are coming into the market. But it is still an important point to make. It's like there are what you need to do is look at your consumer and think about what your consumer wants, right? What your consumer wants is an agent who is going to essentially work with them, work for them, partner with them, partner for them, right?
and
To
you
find
also,
them, to find them the home and the area that they want,
Chris, but you
right?
also have to address them on a personal level.
Yes, yeah, precisely. They want that personal service. And when you talk about, oh, we are the best, we are, the number one agent. Do you think that consumer who goes to your site really cares?
I mean,
I mean,
honestly,
especially
you can
I was
use we are the number one if you do have a backup. So if you have an award,
yeah,
or so if you
exactly.
have an award
Yeah,
which says, okay, this is the award for your like number one business in the
yeah,
area or for something. So if you have an award, a certificate,
yeah,
something to back this up, then you can use that to just
yeah,
emphasize your merits. That is fair. And so yeah,
yeah.
you can use that.
That's a
Otherwise,
really big point. I think is that if you've got something that you can back it up with, it will come off a lot better than if you're just using "we are the best." You think you're the best, of course you would. I mean, why would you? I mean, I think that PPM is the best service provider out there, but I'm not going to go and brag about that on my website because that's not what somebody coming to my website
I
wants to
mean, you
read.
can brag a little.
I can brag a little, but it's like blowing my own trumpet, right? To the point where it just becomes ridiculous, you know? And it's not I mean, we're not saying that you can never use the words like we're the best or we're number one. Of course you can. But if you can substantiate that or you can back that up, for example, if you are part of a global network, for example, and you're a franchisee of a global network, or you've got an award, you've been voted as the best, or your development has been voted as the best development for Spain, or you've been, voted as the best agent for Spain or for your area. Brilliant! Like you've backed that up. But the to the point where you just go, we're the best agent in Spain. It's like saying, oh, okay, like you're going to say that because you're not going to
But you
say
know
we're
what
the
comes,
worst agent in
listen,
Spain, are
Chris,
you?
you know
So
what comes with the phrase "we are the best agents in Spain"? Also, in someone's minds goes like, well, if you are the best, then you are also very busy. So if
yes,
you are very
yeah,
busy and you're number one, then you're not gonna have time. Like if I'm looking for a budget that is not over 500,000 or something, and I
yeah,
just want like 2-bedroom apartment or a townhouse, I'm not gonna go like we are the best, which means you are the biggest and the busiest.
yeah,
So basically, you're not going to pay the same attention to me or the same attention to details to what I want.
yeah,
If you are so, I think instead of we are the best in the area, you can also go with we are here for you. Reach out to us. You
yeah,
can talk to us. We're going to
yeah,
listen to you. So something to turn the attention towards your client and not to you. So yes, we
yeah,
are here for you. It goes a long way. Then we are the
yeah,
best in the area. And then you're making it about your client and not like you're making yourself available to your
yeah.
client and not the other way around. So
The best agents are the ones that work on behalf of their clients rather than the best agents, let's put it this way, the best agents are the ones that provide the best service rather than the ones who say they are the best.
okay,
So
so
if you're the best, you don't need to claim you're the best.
I think what's most important is to be authentic. So to
Yeah,
use a language, that reflects your agency values, also
yeah,
reflects your clients' needs. So just be authentic. You don't have to go and use standard. I know people are used to like number one trusted seller, real estate. Okay, fine. So we see that all
yeah.
the time,
But when there's 20 agents in the same area all claiming to be the best, right? That phrase just becomes useless. It becomes completely irrelevant. It's crazy. So yeah, be
this
authentic. I
this
think
is
that's
another thing.
the thing.
So you need to
And
be authentic. You
you know,
also need to stay relevant. So you make a good point there.
yeah,
So you need to actually stay relevant and adapt the way you're talking to your clients or like your language to reflect the current market
yeah,
trends and the
yeah,
client's needs.
yeah.
So that's
What does your
important to know.
client want when they go to your website or when they go and see you? What does your client want to know? What they want to know is that you are going to what your
So
consumer wants when they go to your website is they want to know that you're going to treat them in a way that they respect, that you're going to listen to what they want and you're going to provide what they want. That's what they want to know. And what they don't want to know is that you're the best in the industry and that
yeah,
you are, all this kind of stuff. It's good to have. Like, don't get me wrong. It's nice to say, but I think what essentially it's like, don't overuse the word. don't overuse those kind of words, because it's just, again, yes, it's nice to say that you are the best in your industry or you are the best in the area, but again, a consumer that's coming to your website will have much more respect for you as an agent if you can service that person correctly, rather than claiming you're the best just because you think it's going to win you clients. It's not. So
I think if you start to avoid the cliches like I'm number one, I'm the specialist in the area, and you're not diluting basically your uniqueness, it's going to work better. And as you mentioned earlier, if someone goes on your website, if I may be blunt, now your clients will have a conversation with ChatGPT, because all the texts are standard on they are starting to be like on most of the agents' website. The description of the properties are starting now to be exactly as copy pasted from the use of ChatGPT, and you get some words and phrases there that are also cliche now, and you're recognizing them like from a mile away. You're going there, you're opening the opening phrase is like, okay, that's it, another one, like okay.
The thing is with the word, when the word specialist, right? For me, there is nothing wrong with using the word specialist. The problem is how you then associate that, or how people then associate that with you being a specialist, right? And I'm going to put down an example here. So for me, a specialist is somebody who knows their properties inside out, back to front, right? If you get asked anything about that property, you can give an answer, okay? And it's exactly the same with the area, right? If you are a specialist in your area, it should be exactly the same. I mean, to be honest, when it comes to estate agents, they should be specialists in both anyway. They should be specialists with the property that they're selling, and they should be specialists in the area that they're selling in, right? But this whole scenario of using MLS systems and collaborating with each other and getting hundreds of properties on websites and things like that, there are good things to it, and we will do a podcast surrounding sort of MLS systems and collaborations and things like that. But the problem for me is, if you are getting loads of properties on your site that you've never been to visit and you only know of because they're on your website, you are therefore, in my opinion, not a specialist. Okay, you might be a specialist with your own properties, but how can you be a specialist and claim you're a specialist if you've never visited half the properties that are sitting on your website? You can't be. It doesn't make sense. If I ask you, if I come to your website and you claim to be a specialist, right, and you've got these 100 properties, let's say you've got 400 properties on your website, okay, and I then ring you up about a particular property and I say, oh, right, so okay, tell me a little bit about the interior of the property. What does, how, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a question now off the top of my head, but tell me about the interior of the property. What does it look like? How does it feel? Have you walked around the house? And you go, oh, I don't know about that. I need to come back to you on that. Hang on a minute. I'm a consumer. I'm ringing you because I've come across your website and I really like it. You've claimed to be a specialist, and now you're telling me that you need to come back to me on that particular point because you're not sure?
This is where you go from the number one specialist in Spain to expert guidance.
Yeah.
So basically, it's more frank and honest, just to say we're gonna offer you expert guidance, because basically it's true, but it's more generic, so more inclusive. So this allows you that bit of like freedom to not view all the properties. You are an expert in your area and you're gonna offer them guidance. That doesn't mean you're gonna offer them like in guidance in detail for every every property that you have. So you can go with, I will offer you some exclusive access to some of the properties. We're going to offer you expert guidance. We can be a trusted partner to you.
Yeah.
So that is more honest, because it's like broader.
Yeah.
And it's still valid. So you can be a trusted partner. You can be a partner to me in this business.
Yeah.
You just don't have to make it that like pinpoint, I am the best. That there ever is. Let them decide.
It's the way you portray. It's the way that you portray yourself as it's the way that you portray yourselves online. Because The more agents that are in this industry, and we all know that sort of there's probably too many estate agents for the amount of people that are buying property right now. You've got to stand out from the crowd, okay? And let's say the first 30 seconds are really, really important. When somebody sends you an email or when somebody gives you a call, you've got, that first impression that you make is really important. And I just think if you're claiming to be a specialist, somebody asks you a question and then you don't know the answer to that question straight away, you're then not what you say on the tin, right? And if somebody did that to me, I would then wonder whether that was the agent that I want to partner with to find my dream home, right? How credible are you as an agent? I know I just used the words dream home, but it's like how credible are you then as a partner in finding my house if you can't answer some basic questions about the property that I've seen online and I really like, right? And I know with most of these agents, it's just a call to the partner agent to say, "Oh, I've had some questions here, blah blah blah," but it's still, it doesn't create the impression that you are who you say you are, and building credibility, building trust, and building loyalty in this industry is difficult, as it is anyway. But if you can create that perfect impression, or that true impression
honestly,
within that first 30 seconds, it's better for you guys in the long run.
That is more accurate. So basically, creating a perfect impression, I don't think it's the case, because all your clients are different characters, different needs. So you can't please everyone, or you can't be like, I don't know, liked by everyone. The only thing is you can engage emotionally to all of them and basically use words that connect emotionally with your audience. And what I've noticed with most of the real estate agents on the social media pages, the ones that are really honest and direct without going through the formalities of the standard phrases and words, are having more engagement and reactions and comments.
Yeah.
So I can go there with nestled in the privacy of your estate, this epitome of luxury. And then you're going to go, yeah, okay, fine. Or you can have one real estate agent that goes like, "Oh, guys, look at this. This is amazing. It has 3 bedrooms. It has a private pool. What else would you want to, let's have a dip." And then you're going to have 50 people commenting on that one, and maybe 2 likes for the first one that go like,
build the description.
Might be better.
Build the description based on what your audience is and based on what your audience is looking for.
And just, so if I'm looking for a home, it doesn't matter if I'm a first-time buyer, if I'm in my 20s, or if I'm a retiree that wants to move to Spain, basically in my 60-something. I'm still a normal human being, and I'm also using normal words. So basically, just like I was talking with my friends, my family, I'm having a chat with a colleague. So if I'm looking for a house, I don't want to hear a word like, I don't know, the epitome of luxury. Okay. I just want to see a good pool and say, "Look at this view, just dip in, relax, forget about your worries, and have a happy hour cocktail at 2:00," and people will go, "Okay." So
I think the problem, go on.
When it comes to branding, yes, it is very important to have a foundation and to be perceived as a very serious and professional and always available expert. I just want real estate agents to understand that you also need to be like customer, like, let's see,
be human,
and basically tailor your services to suit the client. So it's more important for people to understand they can have an agent that is their kind of personal contact, personal advisor, rather than just a standard real estate agent that is also serving another 100 people, and it was going to treat you with like a short phone call, and I'm going to come back to you on that one, and that's it. So it's very important when it comes to social media, the words you're using, the tone that you are using.
It's the same whether you use social media or whether you use your own website. Whatever branding exercise you're going down, it is important to be human. And look at it from a consumer perspective rather than looking at it from your own perspective. As I say,
Look,
the best people in the best industry in the biggest industries don't claim to be the best. You know, you wouldn't get like, I don't know, Mars bar coming out, for example, and saying on their adverts on TV, "We're the best chocolate bar." You know, it just you never see that, right? And you never need to see that, because you know if you're a fan of Mars, but they're the best in the industry, right? So Mars don't need to sit and claim that they are the best chocolate bar. You know, what they do on their adverts is they come out and say why they're the best without saying they're the best. So if you want to be the
they
best
cost.
in your
Listen,
industry, that's what you
they
need to do. You know,
they cost
you
me
need.
a trip to the dentist. You know, I took out a filling on Halloween. That's not cool.
You get my drift.
I know.
With you know, to be the best, you don't need to say you're the best. You just need to provide. You need to provide a service that people want.
And also,
You know?
look, reviews. Look, Google reviews, the reviews
They're
on
great.
your website, the reviews on your social media accounts, they count a lot. So I know you can't, as a real estate agent, you can't just go around and say, "Oh, can you leave me a review?" Like every client you have, can you leave me a review?
Well, you can. Well, no, you can. I mean, not everyone's going to do it, but you can.
Not everyone is gonna do it. You instead, okay, but I think instead of just directly ask them, if you're a good real estate agent and you're a good salesman, then that is gonna reflect on the relationship you're building with your clients.
Yeah.
So of course that from the first time of contact up to the aftercare sale, you're gonna make friends, or you're gonna have an intimacy that you can use to back up your services. Because at the end of the day, offering or providing your clients with personalized, tailored services that basically is helping them feel comfortable and is helping them feel safe is gonna work better on a long term. Okay, that client might be a one-time client, but also that client can refer you to other clients, friends, family, and that client can also leave you reviews, or that client can give you recommendations for in the future, like maybe in a year or 2 years, or will resell your house with you.
I think there are some words in this industry which are very undervalued. Now, one of those words is partnership, right? Now, I love the word partnership. Okay, there's not a lot of people that use it, and I love it. I think it's one of the best words that are out there, right? If you think about life, when you have a partner in life, right, you create a partnership with that partner, right? That's what you do. And for me personally, I think it's a person. Everyone's going to start using it now, aren't they? We're gonna have to talk about this next week, because everyone's going to start using the word partnership.
Listen,
but it's what you do is when you look to work with somebody, you look to create a partnership with them, right? For me, for us at PPM, I never see anyone as, even the clients, right? I never see anyone as I'm working for them or they're working for me. I see it as we are creating a long-term partnership, right? And a partnership means that you're in it together. And that is exactly what the house buying process should be. You are in it together. You create a partnership.
The thing is, for some of the real estate agents, clients will always be regarded as clients. They will never be regarded as partners. So they are just like, these are clients, and mostly the mentality will be like, they are clients, I'm selling them a house, or they are wasting my time with 10 views without buying anything. So they are not going past this concept. So it's so like brought forward for so many years that real estate agents, it's one side and the clients are on this side. And usually all the message that they are conveying is call us or contact us because we are the specialists and you need us somehow, or we're gonna find that. But it's just this very like defined separation between, okay, you as clients, and somehow I think is because they are seeing them as one-time buyer and that's it.
I mean,
so usually partnership, when you use partner, is like a long-term relationship. You both benefit from working together. With real estate agents, you're talking with our clients, we are talking with our clients, and they're always going to say, oh, our clients or our buyers or our sellers. They're not going to refer to them like our partners, no, because they are also regarding them just like this, you know.
You don't have to refer to them as partners, but viewing it as a partnership,
it changes the way
the mindset completely. You know, I mean, even now I still use the word, oh yeah, my clients do this and my clients do that, but it's the way I view that client. if I view that client just as a client, they're paying me, job done, right? My attitude will change
You're right.
towards that person
The
because
way you talk to them or
my
the way
service
you
levels will drop and things like that, right? And the way that I treat that person is differently. If I call that person a client and only call them a client, my attitude towards that person massively changes. If I view that client, even if I still call them a client, but I view that client as a partner, that mindset instantly changes. It's like, right, well, okay, now they're my partner. Now we're in this for the long haul. Okay. And here's a prime example with real estate, right? In terms of real estate, unless you've got like unless you've found like a multi-millionaire who's going to buy 20 properties off you, which in this industry is rare, let's be honest. Okay. Just because that person who comes to you only buys one house, or the hope is that they'll buy one house with you, so therefore the transaction is relatively small, that doesn't mean that there's no partnership there. Because if you give a good service and you treat them as a long-term partner, that person might then go and introduce you to, 3 or 4 of their friends, or even a couple of their friends, who then, will want to come and use you as well. And we know in this industry, we know 100%, we know that referrals is everything. Referrals in this industry is like gold dust. But it is amazing how the mentality will change if you just start referring to your clients as your in your mind as your partners rather than just clients. It's amazing how using that word, let's create a partnership together, is so much better than let's find your dream home, for example, right? And the mentality of that client changes as well, because they go, oh, right, okay, well, you're not just after my money. You want to make sure that my buying process is smooth. You want to make sure that you are invested in my interest rather than just in your bank account. It is amazing how just that slight change in the way that you portray yourselves not only changes your mindset, but it also changes the client's mindset as well. And so there's those little tweaks are really quite, they're quite beautiful in the way that they can be portrayed. So there's just one example. Don't go all using it now, because then again we'll get to the same scenario. But being unique and being different is what will win you over in this industry, rather than kind of just doing what everybody else is doing.
Bottom line is that honestly, you have to be clear and concise.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistent, because as always, even for social media, but even for branding, consistency is key.
Yes.
So you need to ensure that the brand message is uniform, and you need to make sure that your message that you're conveying to the audience can build trust.
Yeah.
So on this point, as we discussed before, you choose the words that will convey that will convey your expertise without exaggeration.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go, I am the best there is. According to whom? You can say I am offering, sought after listings, or I'm offering you luxurious living experiences.
Yeah.
Or I have a proven success.
Yeah. If you have like a survey results, and I know you never would in this industry, you wouldn't go around to your clients and go, "Hey, can you fill in a survey?" But that's what some of these brands do, is they'll do a survey, and then they'll go, according to our survey rating, we have a 97% approval rating, or whatever it is. But you do have to be a little bit more aware of just kind of the things that you are saying you are in a website. And we're not saying you can never ever use the words "we will find your dream home," because of course that is a big part of your service to your partner, right, or to your client. You are going to find their dream home, but how you say you're going to get to their dream home is what's going to win you that business, rather than just saying, "Hey, we're the best," blah blah blah. It's less of the confidence and more of the more of the ability, or not ability, less of the confidence, more of the service level, I guess. But talking of exaggeration, let's move on to ChatGPT, because it's causing problems, isn't it? ChatGPT. When have we started? When have you gone like before Chat GPT came in, right? You would never ever go to get a client in front of you or get a partner in front of you, right, and say, "Oh yeah, this property, yeah, it's nestled in the hills," would you? And
And as I
now
said,
it
this is
seems
the
to be like
epitome of
used
luxury.
24/7. When
Oh,
did
I have
the
another
human
one.
brain
Listen,
start
I
using the
have
words
another one. It's
nestle?
a treasure trove.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
treasure trove. Well, I quite like that actually. It's a treasure
yeah.
trove of
Okay.
wonders.
I like it once.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like it every time in every description. So it's basically
Hidden gem.
hidden gem.
It's a
Exactly.
hidden gem.
Oh my God.
Everyone's
Hidden
using
gem.
hidden gem as well. It's a hidden
Okay.
gem in the treasure trove of properties on the Costa Blanca. I
Okay.
mean,
Thing is, you can use like it is a really useful tool. It's also a tool that you need to spend some time in training and customizing it. So basically, you need to be very careful with the tone that you are
yeah.
asking the software to use. And you need to put in some rules, some conditions for the software. So basically, avoid nestle, avoid the epitome, avoid treasure trove, avoid
Well,
gem, or any other thing that you're
I don't
finding
think
out
you
there
need to
on the
avoid it. I
website.
think you just need to use it less.
I think you can use synonyms
Once
pretty
or
well.
twice. Once or twice is fine. The problem is when you get descriptions that all start with nestled in or epitome of
Oh, I got
luxury or
descriptions from
all that
clients
kind of
that have
stuff.
all of them in one go.
Ah, that's just that's like no that essentially I think if you let's say people and agents are starting to use ChatGPT their descriptions more and more, right?
I do
Um,
like
there's
I
nothing
do
wrong
recommend
with
it.
using
It's just
ChatGPT, but if everybody starts to use it and doesn't train it and isn't human about it, then again, it's like you can't be bothered to write a nice, proper description because you're too busy, so you just shove it in ChatGPT. Again, it's from a branding perspective. It's from an awareness perspective. Well, if you're
this
doing that with your descriptions, what are you going to do with me when I come to you and I'm looking for the house? It's
the thing
exactly the
is
same.
it's really easy to use the software. So as I said, you just train it. So you
Yeah.
put some specific rules and you train it to have a specific tone
Yeah.
that is particular to your brand, and then everything is gonna go smooth. If you're not doing that and you're just using the basic version and you're typing in there, give me a description of this 3-bedroom property in Costa Blanca, let's say,
Yeah.
and then that description, yes, is gonna start with nestled in the
Nestled.
beautiful hills of, I don't know, is this treasure trove of that will be the epitome of comfort and luxury. Okay, all of them at
Yeah.
once. And if you
But when have you used that yourself, though? When have you? And when
I
I mean, I've never used those phrases. The only reason I've started to use them now is
honestly,
with ChatGPT.
I do use dream home once in a while. So when it goes, I do use it. I kind of never use nestled and
I
treasure
never
trove
used
and the
nestled.
epitome
I
because
never
it's
used hidden gem. I've never used. I mean, I used treasure trove quite a bit, but actually, to be honest, I used treasure chest. Right, that's what I. But treasure trove, I never used. Epitome of luxury. I mean, I just used the word luxury. If I'm being honest, right? Oh, this is a luxurious house.
I used
I
live
never went
your
and
best.
said, "Oh, yeah,
I
this is
used
the
live your
epitome of
best
luxury." I mean,
life, or like
yeah,
refined. Oh, refined is another thing that it's used.
refined luxury. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's.
used a
I
lot.
mean, you know, okay, yeah. I mean, ChatGPT's vocabulary is amazing, and there are some really good words in there. But it's how ChatGPT spits out the information. It's very much it's what you'd expect a computer to spit out because that's the way it's been programmed.
Look,
It's not been
this
programmed to chat like a human.
listen. I just went just as a short break. I went on a website. Just so I just
Yeah.
type in one of the website for yesterday. And the first line is nestled amidst the stunning countryside, this luxurious villa offers the epitome. Okay.
Go on, keep going. Offers the
Oh,
epitome of.
you want? Oh, the epitome of comfort and luxury. So, okay.
I mean, okay, if you're a luxury brand, right, that probably, if you're trying to sell like €1 million house, probably works.
Okay, let
Probably.
me just pick
If you're
a,
trying to
I don't know,
sell,
an
if you're trying to
80,000.
sell a €250,000 property,
Look, I'm clicking on a 79,000
okay,
property and okay, delightful.
Fair
can
enough.
go.
Yep.
It can go. Charming, it can go.
Yeah.
Okay. Nestled again. Okay. So the thing is, if I'm seeing the same phrases on 2 or 3 properties for the same website, it's just
There's no uniqueness there. There's no
extraordinary. Okay, extraordinary. I would be very careful to use it. So basically, if you do have a property that it is out of the all of the, it has like bespoke, high-end, state-of-the-art appliances, amazing views, you can use extraordinary. If you're selling me an 80,000 like partially sea view apartment, there's nothing extraordinary about it. Eventually, like,
you know what I like? Do you know what I liken it to? The way what I liken it to is when you had these, and you don't get them anymore because they've all switched to automated lines. But do you remember when you used to get about, probably 10 years ago, right? And you used to get these telesales teams. They'd have 50 people on the phones, right? And they gave these people a script, right? And the script was the same for every single person, every single call. It's, yeah, hi, I'm calling about your mobile phone bill, or I'm calling from EE. Yeah, hi, how's your day going? Is it okay? Yeah, it's a script. I mean, for goodness, when did life become a script? And I mean, I'm assuming most people out there, it's really, really easy to tell when somebody's using a script because there's no human connection. There's no
nothing
try to, and
personal in there.
there's no rapport building. There's nothing. And I think ChatGPT is beginning to look a lot like that, where there's no humanization to it. It's literally shove it in, spit it out, copy and paste. Like where
is not the software itself, is not the AI itself, is the way it's being used. Because as I said, if you take a bit of time and just put in some rules and you train it a bit and you customize it to your needs, then everything is gonna be smooth as typing in I need this, and it's gonna spit you out according to your rules. So there will be no more nestled, there will be no more standard words. If you do not put in like those, I don't know, 1 hour at the beginning to basically create your profile and customize it to your brand, then yes, if you're just log in and ask something, it's gonna spit you out the standard text that it has, the script that it has, and of course it's gonna be the same as thousands of other agents in Europe.
It becomes boring as well, if every, and it's not good for SEO.
And
either.
You know what?
It's because it's not unique.
The incredible thing is newspapers online are starting to use it, because you go online to read something, and I've seen it on the Costa Blanca for Murcia Today as well. Some of their articles are starting it. It's like, I know they have like at the end, they do have the disclaimer, this article was produced with the help of ChatGPT. The thing is, okay, I don't mind that. What I mind is the fact that you didn't take those 3-5 extra to just basically, after you got it from ChatGPT, just rephrase it a bit. It's basic, like common sense. Just rephrase it a bit.
Just be a little bit more human with it, especially if you've been to see the house yourself. I mean, come on. There's got to be, even if it's simpler words that you're using. For example, like rather than nestled in, use something like strategically located, right? Because you would normally, that's the kind of thing you'd normally say. If somebody said, "Oh, where is," let's say, where's Crete? Because we always use Spain, so I'm going to change it now, right? Where is Crete located? I wouldn't say, "Oh, well, it's Sam or Jim," right? Oh, it's nestled in the hills of the epitome of Greece. I'd say, oh, well, it's located in the in the Aegean or something. That's kind of what I would.
You can say premier location.
Is it in the Aegean, Crete, or is it in the Mediterranean? I better check that now, hadn't I? Yes, it is. Good. I was worried then. I was really worried. I was like, oh no, clearly I don't know my industry, but no, it's
to Spain.
Yeah. I wouldn't say to my best mate Jim, oh yeah, Crete. It's nestled sweetly between, I'd say, it's located in the Aegean.
Look, listen, you can use sought after, you can use premier location, or you can use like advantage point for this walking distance to, so something that if you're promoting a house in Crete, instead of saying, okay, nestled within, you can try and say, this is an amazing home by the sea that will offer you an unbelievable experience when you wake up and have this amazing or beautiful or whatever views. Sounds more like, okay, my
It
grandma
sounds
will
more like
understand that.
you. It
My
sounds more
mom,
like you.
me,
Yeah.
sounds quite like me.
Yeah.
So I need to know some essential. I think some of the agents are forgetting the essential message that needs to be broadcasted out there.
Yeah.
So for most of the clients that are looking for a home, they have a basic need to be within, some of them or most of them, to be within walking distance or easy access to amenities, to main amenities, to have the comfort and the space they are looking for. So you don't actually need to use all these words just to emphasize that the house is bright and spacious and is going to be a perfect family house. Just say like this: it's bright, it's spacious, it's perfect for a family.
Again, just use the language that you would use. I mean, there might be somebody out there who's used the word nestled for years, in which case, happy days, stick with it. But if you don't use those words on a daily basis yourself, then don't go and shove them into text. The other thing with it as well is it doesn't do you any favors for SEO because it's not unique content. It's content that's been spat into a machine, has been spat out. You know, if I'm going to spend a massive chunk of my inheritance or my pension or whatever it is on a house, that's a really large transaction. I want a personal approach, right? I don't want a machine approach. I want a personal approach. So, you know, be personal, be yourself, basically. And yeah, just yeah. I think it's pretty clear what we're saying here, but you know, in all of this, just be a little bit more aware of what you're putting online, rather than kind of just getting technical with it when it doesn't need to be technical.
Bottom line, I think you need to use words that emphasize quality, trust, and personalized services, and just keep it a bit simple. So yes, you can customize it to reflect your brand and your values. It's just the personal approach is gonna always win. So you can get help. You can get help from ChatGPT or any other software out there, any other artificial intelligence software that can help you do like the descriptions quicker and more efficient and easier. It's just you need to keep in mind, even with the descriptions for properties, if you're using ChatGPT, which a lot of the agents are using it, just train it to use brief bullet points, to use a familiar tone, a friendly tone. So you can do this, because right now I am seeing descriptions that are filling all the screen when I'm going in there, and I'm going like, whoa, wait.
Keep things simple.
Human brain is not meant to just take in all this at once. So if you're putting bullet points out there, it's easier to follow. They will get to the description. If you're putting me like 2 pages of word without spaces or without, I'm gonna go, okay.
Yeah.
By the time
the first it's like when you read a good book, right? Or it's like when you pick up a book and read. For me personally, and there's probably a lot more people that do it, I don't know, but for me personally, unless I'm interested within the first 4 or 5 pages of that book, I'm going to put it down, right? It might claim, and again, it might claim to be the best book in the world, and you know, but the first 4 or 5 pages are really important. It creates that first impression. That's what it's all about, creating that first impression. If I go to your website and you've got 1,000 words, which are clearly not the words that you would normally use, so they're clearly from a computer, and it doesn't grip my attention within the first 3 or 4 lines, I'm going to switch off. You know, and okay, that's my personal view. And everyone's view is different, and you're never going to please everybody. But the more personal you are in this industry, for me, the easier it is to provide the service that you want to provide. The easier it is to build rapport. The easier it is to build loyalty. And the much better experience everyone's going to have. Good. All right. That was one of the shortest ones we've done.
48 minutes and counting.
48 minutes. Happy days. I like those ones. Good. All right. Fine. I don't think we need a summary on that one, unless you think we need a summary. Let's get ChatGPT to do the summary.
And until then, just don't use the best expert in the area. Just use trusted partner. No.
Just be human about it.
Just be you.
Right?
Like I
Just be
know
you,
some of them
basically.
are having a hard time talking in front of a camera or basically expressing themselves on social media. Keep in mind, people do want to see you on social media, and they do appreciate if you're being honest and talking to them on a normal tone of voice. Like I know we are used in the last year, we are used to using software, and everyone is appreciating kind of the time we are gaining from using the technology. It's just if we forget to customize this technology, you're not gonna differentiate yourself from the rest out there. And as you said, there are so many real estate agents for the same areas. Doesn't matter if you're on Turkey or on the Costa Blanca or if you're on Crete. There are so many out there. So you need to make your brand stand out. And usually, unless you are a very big company, so the big companies are promoting their logo and their slogan, and that works for them. There will be no personal face out there. You're not going to know, maybe you're going to know the name of the founder, but usually there is no face associated with the brand. It's just the brand and the slogan, and that's what you get. Real estate is personal. On real estate, unless you are one of the biggest real estate agency on a global level, if you are a local real estate agency, if you're a family-run local real estate agency, people do need to put a face on the business. They do need to put to associate your services with a type of character, behavior, way of talking. They will like you best for who you are. And then it is way easier to sell your services and your properties than start the other way around. If you're trying to just sell them the properties without putting yourself out there or creating a brand around your persona, is not gonna get the engagement or the followers. Some of the questions that we do get sometimes is, oh, we are doing everything on social media, we don't, how many followers have we gained? And sometimes it's like 5 or 10, or sometimes in a month none of them, and they go, but why? Well, this is why. Because although the properties are very well presented and the pictures, the videos, the footage is very well packed, they are still lacking that personal touch. They are still lacking a person that they can like or dislike. You can go even like I mean, come on, like or dislike. The important thing is they need a face.
Well, there's that old adage, isn't there, which is that people buy from people, and I think that is more and more important now with the big ticket items. You know, you're not selling a TV, you're selling a house. Come on, like, you know, it's still for, and again with me, I'm you know, I don't think our products or our services are that expensive, but for me, I'd much rather provide that personal service.
And I think, Chris, is not only that you're selling a house, you basically...
Well, you're selling a lifestyle, Simona. We sell lifestyles here.
And what's most important, throughout the selling process, you need to sell the clients the reassurance that they've made the correct decision with their life and their money. So this is something that you need to put an emphasis on. You need to reassure the clients out there that they can trust you. Yes, they took the right decision, and yes, they're gonna be okay with the decision they've made. Which is kind of lacking. So if you're only promoting standard like properties, you're not gonna get followers.
It's like what I said. It's like what I said at the beginning. You don't be the best by saying you're the best. You don't build loyalty and credibility and trust by saying
you're gonna make others talk
you
about
do it,
that you are the best.
You do it through the service you provide rather than the words that you use. So. Excellent. All right. It's August at the minute, so it's relatively quiet period, because I was going to suggest that we do a live one next week, but we may not get anyone on it because everyone's away. So So, but we'll see. We might get a couple of comments of people saying, "Oh yeah, please do a live one," which would be really nice. But I do think we should do a live one at some point. So yeah, next week. What was the other one we thought about doing today? It was seasons, taking advantage of the seasons, wasn't it? So that could be a good episode to do next week. And then we'll probably look at doing a live episode in September, middle of September at some point. So good. All right. Well, thank you very much, Simona. Enjoy. Where are you on where are you at the minute?
At the minute, I'm in Bucharest.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I'm here until tomorrow, and then I'm gonna travel again tomorrow.
No.
And then I'm gonna be nice and stay put for the next 2 weeks while I'm flying back to London. So
all right. Well, enjoy. Thank you very much. Any questions, as always, any questions or comments you have, let us know. And we shall come back to you on those. And yeah, have a good one.